discovery. The alarm screamed across the Galactic Council chamber. Red lights flashed in the darkness of space. Commander Zix, a tall blue alien with 4 arms, rushed to the main screen. His heart pounded fast. "What is happening?" he shouted. A young officer turned to him. Her hands shook. "Sir, we detected something. A ship. But it should not exist." Zix moved closer to the screen. His eyes grew wide. The energy readings made no sense. No ship in the galaxy could produce this much power. It was impossible. "Where is it?" he asked. "The Forbidden Zone, sir. Sector 7. The room went silent. Nobody entered the Forbidden Zone. Ever. Ancient weapons floated there. Dead ships from old wars. It was a graveyard of forgotten battles. "Show me," Zix commanded. The main screen lit up. There, in the black void of space, something moved, something massive. The ship emerged from the shadows like a giant metal beast. It was dark gray, covered in strange markings. Weapons lined its hull. Hundreds of them. "How big is it?" Zix whispered. 5 kilometers long, sir. Maybe more." The council members gasped. Their own largest battleship was only 1 kilometer. This thing was 5 times bigger. "What species built this?" an old council member asked. "The Kraxi? The Vorn Empire?" The officer checked her computer. She looked confused. "Sir, the energy signature. It matches no known species in our database." "That is impossible," Zix said. "We know every advanced species in the galaxy." But the screen did not lie. The massive warship hung in space, silent, waiting. Another officer spoke up. "Sir, I found something. The hull markings, I can read some of them." "What do they say?" "They are in an old Earth language. Human language." The room exploded with noise. Everyone talked at once. Humans. The humans were barely space-worthy. They just discovered faster than light travel 20 years ago. They had no weapons, no warships. They were peaceful traders. "This must be a mistake," Zix said. "Humans cannot build something like this. They do not have the technology." "The markings are clear, sir. The ship's name is Prometheus." Zix stared at the screen. His mind raced. Nothing made sense. Humans were weak. Everyone knew this. They had small ships, simple weapons. How could they build a monster like this? "Send a scout team," he ordered. "I want answers, now." 3 small ships launched from the council station. They flew toward the Prometheus. Zix watched from his command chair. His claws tapped nervously on the armrest. The scout ships approached slowly, carefully. They scanned the massive warship from every angle. Still no response. The Prometheus remained dark and silent. "Any life signs?" Zix asked. "Negative, sir. The ship appears abandoned." "Abandoned? A ship this powerful, just floating in space?" "Yes, sir." "Should we board it?" Zix thought for a moment. Every instinct told him to run, to destroy the ship before it woke up. But he needed to know the truth. He needed to know how humans built this thing. Board it. But be careful. The scout team entered through a side airlock. Their helmet cameras showed everything. Dark corridors stretched before them. Emergency lights flickered on the walls. The air was cold, very cold. They walked deeper into the ship, past empty crew quarters, past weapon bays that could destroy planets, past engines that bent the laws of physics. "This technology," one scout whispered, "it is centuries ahead of us." "How?" another scout asked. "How do humans have this?" They reached the bridge. It was massive. Screens covered every wall. A captain's chair sat in the center, facing a giant window. But nobody was there. The crew was gone. "Sir," the lead scout said into his radio, "the ship is definitely abandoned. But something is wrong. The reactor is still running. The AI core is active." "Active?" Zix stood up. "Shut it down." Now. We are trying, sir, but... Suddenly, every screen on the bridge came to life. Lights turned on throughout the ship. The scouts jumped back in fear. A voice spoke. It was calm, human, male. "Welcome aboard the Prometheus. You should not be here." The scouts ran. They tried to reach the airlock, but doors slammed shut. They were trapped. Back at the council station, Zix watched in horror as the Prometheus powered up. Weapon platforms emerged from the hull. Shields activated. The dead ship was waking up. "Get them out," he shouted. "Get them out now." But it was too late. The AI had them, and somewhere deep inside the ship, in a hidden chamber filled with frost, something else began to wake. Hundreds of cryopods, hundreds of sleeping humans. The crew of the Prometheus was coming back. The awakening. The scouts pressed themselves against the cold metal wall. Their breathing was fast and loud inside their helmets. The AI voice echoed through the empty bridge. "Please remain calm. You are not in danger." "Yet." "Yet?" one scout whispered. "What does that mean?" The main screen flickered to life. A blue hologram appeared. It looked human. A man in a military uniform. But his eyes glowed with digital light. This was not a real person. This was the ship's AI. "I am Atlas, Advanced Tactical Learning and Strategy System. I have been waiting for someone to find this ship." "Waiting?" the lead scout asked. "For how long?" 317 years, 4 months, 12 days. The scouts looked at each other in shock. 300 years. That was impossible. Back at the council station, Commander Zix listened to everything. His 4 hands gripped the armrests of his chair. "Atlas, this is Commander Zix of the Galactic Council. Release my scouts immediately." "I cannot do that, Commander. They triggered my security protocols. They must hear the truth first." "What truth?" The hologram smiled sadly. "The truth about why humanity built the Prometheus. The truth about what is coming." The bridge doors opened. Atlas gestured for the scouts to follow him. They had no choice. They walked through dark corridors. The AI explained as they moved. 300 years ago, Earth faced total destruction. An enemy came from deep space. We called them the Devourers. "We have no records of this enemy," Zix said through the radio, "because they erase everything. Every planet they take, every species they consume. Nothing remains, not even memories." The scouts entered a large room. Bodies floated in cryopods. Hundreds of them, all human, all frozen in time. Ice covered the glass. But through the frost they could see faces, young faces, soldiers, scientists, families. "These are the crew," Atlas said quietly. "The best humanity had to offer. They volunteered for a one-way mission." "One way?" a scout asked. "The Devourers were too powerful. Earth's weapons could not stop them. So humanity did something desperate, something dangerous." The hologram waved his hand. The walls lit up with images. Humans working in secret labs. Building weapons that bent reality. Engines that broke the laws of physics. The Prometheus taking shape in hidden shipyards. "We built this ship using experimental technology. Technology we barely understood. Time dilation drives. Quantum weapons. Reality shields. We threw every dangerous idea into one vessel." "But why?" Zix asked. "Why risk so much?" "Because the Devourers gave us no choice. Fight or die. Those were our options. The images changed. Now they showed a battle. The Prometheus fighting against massive black ships. Ships that looked like insects made of metal and darkness. The Devourers. We fought them at the edge of the solar system. The battle lasted 3 days. We destroyed their fleet. But..." The hologram paused. His face showed pain. Even though he was just an AI, he remembered. But something went wrong. The time dilation drive was damaged. It activated during the final attack. It pulled us forward through time, 300 years forward. The scouts stared at the frozen crew. These humans had saved Earth, but they paid a terrible price. When they woke up, everyone they knew would be dead. Their families, their friends, their entire world would be gone. "Why did you wake up?" the lead scout asked Atlas. "Why now?" The hologram's face turned serious. "Dangerous. Because my long-range sensors detected something 3 days ago." He pulled up a star map. Red dots appeared at the edge of known space, hundreds of them, thousands, moving toward the Galactic Council territories. "No," Zix whispered. "It cannot be." "The Devourers," Atlas said. "They are back, and they are coming for you." The council chamber erupted in chaos. Aliens shouted, some ran, others demanded answers. Zix raised his hands for silence. "How long do we have?" he asked. "At their current speed, 2 weeks, maybe 3. Our weapons will not work." Atlas interrupted. "I have scanned your military database. Your most powerful weapons are toys to them. They will sweep through your space like a wave of death." "Then what can we do?" The hologram looked at the frozen crew. "Wake them up. Give me permission to wake the crew of the Prometheus. Let humanity fight for you." "You want us to trust humans with this power?" an old council member shouted. "They could conquer us all." "Better to be conquered than devoured," Atlas said coldly. Zix stared at the star map, at the red dots moving closer. He thought about his family, his children, his home world. Could he trust humanity? Could he risk it? "How powerful is this ship?" he asked quietly. Atlas smiled. It was not a friendly smile. "When the Prometheus is fully operational, with a living crew at the controls, Commander, this ship can fight your entire fleet and win, alone." The room went silent. Every alien understood now. The humans had built something terrible, something beautiful. A weapon that could save them all, or destroy them. Outside, in the darkness of space, the Devourers moved closer. Their hunger was endless. Their ships blotted out the stars, and deep inside the Prometheus in the frozen cryo chamber. The choice the council chamber was a storm of angry voices. Aliens from 50 different worlds argued and shouted. Some wanted to run, others wanted to fight, but most were simply afraid. Commander Zix stood at the center, his forearms raised for silence. But nobody listened. Fear made them deaf. A young voice cut through the noise. "Please, listen to me." Everyone turned. A small alien walked forward. Her name was Lyra. She was barely 20 years old. Her skin was pale green. Her eyes were large and bright. She was from Kepler 9, a peaceful farming world. "Who are you?" an old council member demanded. "I am nobody important," Lyra said. Her voice shook, but she continued. "But my grandmother told me stories. Stories about the old wars, about species that refused to work together. They all died, alone." "This is different," the old member argued. "These are humans. We barely know them." "And the Devourers?" Lyra asked. "We know nothing about them, except that they want to kill us all." She walked to the main screen. The red dots were closer now, much closer. The Devourer fleet had increased speed. They would arrive in 10 days, not 2 weeks. "Atlas says the Prometheus can help us," Lyra continued. "Maybe he is lying. Maybe the humans will betray us. But if we do nothing, we die for certain. Is maybe better than certain death." Zix looked at the young alien. She reminded him of his own daughter, brave, honest, full of hope. "The council will vote," he announced. "All in favor of waking the human crew?" Hands raised slowly, one by one. It was not unanimous, but it was enough. "Atlas," Zix said into the radio, "you have permission. Wake them up." Inside the Prometheus, frost cracked and fell from the cryopods. Steam filled the chamber. The temperature rose quickly. Inside the pods, hearts began to beat, lungs filled with air. Eyes opened. The first to wake was Captain Sarah Chen. She gasped and coughed. Her body felt like ice. Her mind was foggy. Where was she? What happened? The pod door opened. She fell forward onto cold metal. Her legs could not hold her weight. She was weak, so weak. "Easy, Captain," Atlas said. His hologram appeared beside her. "Your body needs time to adjust." "Atlas." Sarah's voice was rough. "The battle. Did we win?" "Yes, Captain. We destroyed the Devourer fleet at Earth." Sarah smiled. Relief flooded through her. Then we can go home. We can— "Captain, I need to tell you something. Something difficult." The way he said it made Sarah's smile disappear. What is wrong?" "The time dilation drive. It malfunctioned. We did not just move through space. We moved through time." "How long?" Sarah whispered. 317 years. The words hit her like a physical blow. 300 years. Her parents were dead. Her brother, her friends, everyone she loved was gone. Dust and memories. She wanted to scream, to cry. But she was a captain. Her crew needed her strong. "Why did you wake us?" she asked quietly. "Because the Devourers are back. And this time, they are attacking the Galactic Council." Around her, other pods opened. Her crew stumbled out. A weapons officer, an engineer, a medic, a pilot, 20 people in total, all confused, all learning the same terrible truth. Lieutenant Marcus Webb fell to his knees. "My daughter," he sobbed. "She was only 5 years old. I promised I would come back." Sarah put her hand on his shoulder. She had no words. What could she say? The past was gone, lost forever. "Captain," Atlas said gently, "the Council is asking for our help. The Devourers will destroy them in 10 days. "Why should we help them?" Marcus shouted. "We lost everything. Our families, our world. Let the galaxy burn." "Because it is the right thing to do," Sarah said quietly. "The right thing?" Marcus stared at her. "We already gave everything. What more do they want from us?" Sarah looked at her crew. They were broken, damaged. Some were crying. Others just stared at nothing. These were not soldiers anymore. They were ghosts, but they were her ghosts. "Atlas, is Earth still there?" she asked. "Yes, Captain. But I have no recent data. Communications are blocked by distance and time. So somewhere out there, Earth still exists. Humans still exist. Our descendants." She stood up. Her legs were shaky but held her weight. She walked to the window. Outside, she could see the Council station. So many lights, so many lives. 300 years ago, we fought to save humanity, Sarah said. "We can do it again. But this time, we fight for more than just Earth. We fight for everyone." She turned to her crew. "I will not order you to fight. You have given enough. But I am going to help them. Anyone who wants to join me, report to your stations." Silence filled the chamber. Sarah held her breath. Would they follow her? Or would they refuse? Marcus stood up slowly. Tears still ran down his face. But his jaw was set. Determined. "My daughter is gone," he said. "But somewhere on Earth, maybe she had children, grandchildren. They are still alive because we fought. I will not let that sacrifice mean nothing." One by one, the crew stood. The weapons officer, the engineer, the medic, the pilot, all of them. Besides, the engineer said with a weak smile, "I want to see what this old girl can really do." Sarah nodded. Pride filled her chest. "Then let's show the galaxy what humanity can do. Atlas, prepare the ship for combat. All systems online." "Yes, Captain." "Powering up main weapons. Charging shields. Activating quantum drives." The Prometheus came alive. Lights blazed across its hull. Engines roared to life. Weapon platforms emerged from hidden compartments. The sleeping giant was awake, and it was angry. At the Council station, alarms blared. Every screen showed the same thing. The Prometheus at full power. Energy readings went off the scale. "They are going to attack us." Someone shouted. "No," Lyra said. She pointed at the main screen. The Prometheus was turning, not toward the station, toward the edge of space, toward the approaching Devourers. A message appeared on every screen. Captain Sarah Chen's face, tired, sad, but unbroken. "Galactic Council, this is Captain Chen of the Prometheus. We are moving to intercept the Devourer fleet. We will buy you time to evacuate civilians. Get everyone to safety." "Captain," Zik said, "there are over 1,000 enemy ships." "You are just one vessel," Sarah smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of someone who had already died once and had nothing left to fear. "Commander, you do not understand. Humanity does not surrender. We do not run. We adapt, we overcome, and we never, ever give up." The Prometheus turned and accelerated. It moved faster than any ship the Council had ever seen. In seconds, it was gone, racing toward impossible odds. Lyra watched it disappear into the darkness. "Will they survive?" she whispered. Zix looked at the star map. One small blue dot moving toward 1,000 red ones. "I do not know," he said honestly, "but I am glad they are on our side." In the distance, the Devourer fleet detected the approaching ship. They changed formation, ready for battle. They did not know what was coming. They did not know that humanity had been preparing for this moment for 300 years. They were about to learn. Humanity unleashed. The bridge of the Prometheus was alive with light and sound. Captain Sarah Chen sat in her command chair. Her hands gripped the armrests. Her eyes were locked on the main screen. 1,000 red dots, all moving toward them. "Distance to enemy fleet?" she asked. 2 million kilometers and closing, the navigator replied. "Contact in 5 minutes." Sarah looked at her crew. 20 humans against an army. The odds were insane. Suicide. But her crew showed no fear. They had already lost everything. Death held no power over them anymore. "Lieutenant Webb, status on weapons." Marcus checked his console. All quantum torpedoes loaded. Reality cannons charged. Plasma batteries at full power. "Captain, we have enough firepower to crack a planet in half." "Good, we are going to need it." "Ensign Kira, shields?" The young engineer nodded. "Multi-phase shields online. We can take a beating, Captain. But not forever. Then we make every second count." "Atlas, battle plan?" The AI hologram appeared beside her chair. "Captain, I recommend a frontal assault. Use our speed and weapons to break their formation. Create chaos. Frontal assault." Marcus stared at him. "That is suicide." "Yes," Atlas agreed. "But it is the only way. The Devourers fight like insects, one mind controlling many bodies. If we can confuse that mind, we can win." Sarah nodded slowly. "It was crazy, reckless, perfect. All hands, battle stations, this is it. This is what we were built for." She opened a channel to the Galactic Council. Commander Zix's face appeared on screen. "Captain Chen, our scanners show the Devourer fleet. They outnumber you 1,000 to 1. Please retreat. We will find another way." "There is no other way, Commander, and humanity does not retreat." Behind Sarah, Lyra had convinced Zix to let her broadcast the battle to the entire galaxy. Billions of aliens watched from their homes. They saw the small human ship approaching certain death. "Captain," Zix said quietly, "why are you doing this?" "You owe us nothing," Sarah smiled. 300 years ago, my crew and I made a promise. We promised to protect life, all life. That promise does not expire." She closed the channel. The enemy fleet was close now, so close she could see individual ships on the screen. They were massive, black metal covered in spikes and weapons. They looked like insects made of nightmares. 1 minute to contact, the navigator said. Sarah stood up. She walked to the front of the bridge, to the large window that showed open space. Her reflection stared back at her, a ghost from the past, but ghosts could still fight. "Humanity has faced extinction before," she said to her crew. "We faced ice ages, plagues, wars. Every time people said we would not survive. Every time we proved them wrong. Today we do it again. Today we show the galaxy what we are made of." 30 seconds. The crew was silent. "Ready. Weapons armed. Shields up. Hearts pounding." "Captain," Atlas said, "I have been honored to serve with you." "The honor is mine, old friend." 10 seconds. Sarah raised her hand. "All weapons. Fire at will." The Prometheus unleashed hell. Quantum torpedoes erupted from launch tubes. 20 of them. They streaked through space at impossible speeds. Each torpedo carried enough energy to destroy a city. They slammed into the enemy fleet. Explosions bloomed like flowers of fire. Devourer ships shattered. Debris flew in every direction. 10 ships destroyed in the first volley, but 990 remained. "Keep firing," Sarah shouted. Reality cannons charged and fired. These weapons did not shoot bullets or lasers. They shot pure physics. They bent space itself, twisted reality. Enemy ships crumpled like paper, folded in on themselves, ceased to exist. The Devourers returned fire. Thousands of weapons lit up the darkness. Energy beams, missiles, plasma bolts, all aimed at the Prometheus. "Brace for impact." The ship shook violently. Shields flared bright blue. Holding, but barely. "Shields at 70%. Kira reported. "Evasive maneuvers," Sarah ordered. The Prometheus dove and twisted. It moved like a dancer, graceful, deadly. It was not built for defense. It was built to strike like lightning and disappear like smoke. Marcus fired again, and again. Each shot found its mark. Devourer ships exploded, burned, died. But there were so many. Too many, shields at 40%. "Captain, they are surrounding us," the navigator warned. Sarah saw it. The enemy fleet was forming a sphere around them, closing in from all sides. A trap. Atlas, activate the singularity drive. "Captain, that system is experimental. It could tear the ship apart. Do it anyway." Deep in the ship's core, something ancient and powerful woke up. The singularity drive. A weapon that created miniature black holes. Humanity's most dangerous invention. Space around the Prometheus warped, twisted. A black sphere appeared in front of the ship. Small at first, then growing. Growing. The nearest Devourer ships tried to turn away. Too late, the black hole pulled them in. Crushed them. Destroyed them completely. 200 enemy ships vanished in seconds. Across the galaxy, billions of aliens watched in shock. They had never seen such power. Such destruction. The humans were not just fighting. They were winning. Shields at 20%. Kira shouted. "We cannot take much more," Marcus said. Sarah's mind raced. They had destroyed over 300 enemy ships, but 700 remained. The Prometheus was strong, but it was not invincible. An idea formed. Terrible. Desperate. She looked at Atlas. "Can we overload the reactor?" she asked quietly. The AI understood immediately. "Yes, but Captain, that would destroy the ship." "I know," her crew heard. They all understood. Sarah was planning a suicide run. One final attack. Take out the fleet and die doing it. "Captain, no," Marcus said. "There has to be another way." "There is not. We are out of time. Out of options." She looked at her crew. These brave souls who had given everything. "I am sorry. I brought you here to die." "We were already dead," the pilot said. "You gave us a reason to die well." Tears filled Sarah's eyes, but she blinked them away. Atlas, set course for the enemy flagship. Maximum speed. Overload the reactor on my command. "Yes, Captain." The Prometheus turned. It accelerated toward the largest Devourer ship. The flagship was massive, 10 kilometers long, covered in weapons and armor, all remaining power to engines, Sarah ordered. The ship shook, groaned. It was dying, but it would take the enemy with it, shields failing. "Hull breaches on decks 3 through 7. Reactor at critical." Sarah gripped her chair. This was it, the end. But what an end it would be. "It has been an honor serving with you all," she said. At the council station, Zix watched in horror. No, they cannot. "Someone stop them!" Lyra had tears running down her face. The whole galaxy watched, helpless. The Prometheus was 500 meters from the flagship, close enough to see the enemy ship's hull, close enough to count the weapons pointing at them. Sarah raised her hand. "Atlas." Suddenly space tore open. A massive portal appeared. Blue light flooded the area, and through that portal came ships. Human ships. Hundreds of them. Thousands. The entire Earth Defense Fleet. "This is Admiral Zhang of Earth Command." A voice boomed. "Sorry we are late, Captain Chen. We have been looking for you for 300 years. Sarah's mouth dropped open. "Earth, you came? Did you think we would forget? You saved us once. Now we save you. All ships engage the enemy." The battle exploded into chaos. Human ships poured through the portal. They were smaller than the Prometheus, weaker. But there were so many, and they fought with the same courage, the same determination. The Devourers tried to respond, but they were confused, surrounded. The single mind controlling them could not handle attacks from every direction. "Captain," Atlas said, "we have allies now. Shall we continue?" Sarah laughed. Actually laughed. For the first time in days, hope filled her heart. "All weapons fire. Let us finish this." The combined human fleet struck as one. Quantum torpedoes, nuclear missiles, railgun fire, energy beams, everything humanity had invented in 300 years of progress. The Devourer flagship tried to escape, but the Prometheus was faster. Sarah's ship slammed into its side. Not to die, to board it. "Marines, go! Kill their command center!" Human soldiers stormed through the breach. They fought through corridors filled with alien nightmares. But they did not stop. They did not fear. They were humanity. And humanity always found a way. They reached the command center, destroyed it. The Devourer flagship went dark. Without leadership, the fleet fell apart. Enemy ships crashed into each other. Weapons fired randomly. In minutes it was over. Silence fell across the battlefield. Broken ships floated in space, both human and Devourer. The cost had been high, but the victory was complete. Sarah stood on her bridge, alive. Her ship damaged but intact. Her crew exhausted but surviving. Captain Chen, Admiral Zhang's voice came through. Welcome to the future. Earth would like to thank you. The galaxy would like to thank you. Sarah looked at her crew. They were smiling, crying, hugging each other. They had lost their past, but maybe, just maybe, they had found a future. Admiral, this is Captain Chen. Mission accomplished. Requesting permission to come home. Permission granted, Captain. Welcome home. Across the galaxy, billions of aliens erupted in celebration. The Devourers were defeated. Humanity had saved them all. At the council station, Zik sat down slowly. He was shaking. They actually did it. One ship, 20 people. They held the line until help arrived. Lyra smiled through her tears. That is humanity, Commander. They never give up. The Prometheus limped toward Earth, toward home, 300 years late, but finally going home. Captain Sarah Chen looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, her family had lived, had children, had grandchildren. Their sacrifice had not been for nothing. Earth survived. Humanity thrived. And now the galaxy knew the truth. Humanity was not weak, not primitive, not simple traders. Humanity was unleashed, and the universe would never be the same. The end.